you almost didn't get a chance to play basketball. You cut your knee when you was young, and the doctor said he never thought you'd be able to walk again.
Never walked. You know, my grandmother, how we used to, in the 60s and 70s, they cooked that chicken grease and bacon grease and stuff, and they put it in that Folger can that they cut off the top,
Yeah.
and they put it by the back door so to cool, and if they wanted, they go get a spoon and dip out of it. Well, this was some hot grease, and hadn't melted, hadn't frozen up yet, so some dogs had knocked it over. We had a dog, so I walked outside and slipped on that and fell right in the middle. Me being a skinny person, my knee was caught right in there, and it cut it all the way to the bone, 102 stitches. But you know what? My grandmother was a very,
Not to cut you off, how old were you?
About 5.
Oh, baby.
And I was skinny, so I'm like the end of this thing here. So it was an easy cut. But my grandmother was a woman of faith, prayed a lot, and went to church. And I tell people this, from the age I was born until I went to college, I went to church 3 times a week my whole life. So she sat up with me that whole night and prayed. And, that not only was I able to walk, but some people say I was able to fly.
Yeah.
So talk that shit.
Definitely that. Went to Pasadena High School, Pasadena Community College. Talk about the JUCO to NBA route back then.
A lot of people look at D2, small college, junior college as a bad way to take. I think for me, it was a good route because I didn't have the credentials coming out of high school to go on. And nowadays, AAU basketball is killing the game. These kids here, because all of them think you got kids being held back. So for junior college, that was a good route for me. It helped me academically because I was a bad student. I went to school to be an athlete student. I didn't go to be a student athlete, and I became academically ineligible at junior college, and that set the path for me to get my grades right. So my sophomore year, I turned things around, and that's when I became a better athlete on the floor because I was taking care of business off the floor. And that led me on. But junior college is a good route sometimes. You get good players there. There's many of them. And it can be a slow route for you because sometimes when you go straight D1, you're being pushed that you don't get a chance to really enjoy the college life. But I got a chance to do that.
I went for 2 weeks. You got guys like Tiny Archibald, Jimmy Butler, Steve Francis, Larry Johnson, Bob McAdoo, Dennis Rodman, all those guys.
Spreewell, J.R. Ryder.
They all attend. When did the OG high socks come in? Did you start wearing them at a young age, or when you got to the league, that's when you start wearing them socks to your thighs?
Well, you know what, Jack? Really, first of all, it was a way to make my legs look bigger. Because back then, it was about the calves looking big. But I didn't have big calves. But how that unfolded was 1974. We were playing a team called El Rancho. And it was the first time they had brought back
El Rancho?
El Rancho. And it was the first time they were bringing back high school game of the week because it had disappeared in 1970. So 74, they was bringing it back. And my grandmother at that time had glaucoma, wasn't doing well. And my team was all black. And so they were coming back. She had a little small black and white TV. And she said, baby, you got to do something so I can distinguish you from the other ones. So what I did is I wore 2 white sweatbands. I wore my socks up high, and I pulled my strings out. And I was
so
able
she
to
could see you.
Yeah, and I had 24 points, 15 rebounds, and 4 dunks that game.
Okay.
And I said, you know what, I'm rolling with
Stick
this
with
forever.
Go stick with it.
I love it. That's a dope story.
Shout out to StockX, man. Got a new partnership with our family over here at All the Smoke, man. I got some nice things. How blessed are we to have a partnership with StockX? All the dope stuff coming from there. So I just want to give y'all a little taste of what I've been blessed with so far. And y'all can do the same thing. Y'all can go on StockX and get fresh like me. Start off with the L5 Greedos, Jordans. I'm a big Jordan guy. L5 Greedos, at StockX, when it's authentic, it comes with the tag, StockX tag. So rare, you can't find them anywhere. 5 Greedo, I'm a big 5 guy. Then I had to come with the Jordan Retro 9s, Carolinas. I'm still stuck in the 90s, so I had to get these. I'm an old school guy. Sound like everything old school, but these is a must-have, man. Dun 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 dun, dun dun dun, dun 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 dun. Oh yeah! Shout out to StockX for these, and these are another pair that I've been longing for. I'm sponsored by Jordan, and it was hard for me to find them, and I never got these, but of course StockX. Everything official. Y'all go on and get fresh. Everything you need is there. Big thanks to StockX for making this possible. Remember, when you need those exclusive drops, of course, you look for this stamp, StockX got you covered. Peace.